The fat boys break up, now every day I wake up I'm seeing the regression going on inside of Jacob. Cause we our own ops like Russell with the Lakers. Should've sent us to the Heat, but the Lord will never trade us. Damn little man, I'm just trying to do me. Get it in before I sleep like my little brother Seed. Givenchy, flyest Jew you ever seen. You can't say what I say cause you ain't see what I seen. I don't want much, man, I have everything. A nice fly wife, a fly young king. So I don't worry about the hatred and drama they bring. I will reply, but I'm doing my thing.
The first place that was created was in Jerusalem. That's the that was the land of the land of Canaan, where he was telling about Adam and Eve. That was that land. We come from that beginning of that dirt, soil. It starts with us. It starts with us. All right, give me Revelation 2. Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9.
Yep. These are the people that say that they are the Jews. Go ahead.
I know thy works, in tribulation, in poverty, but thou art rich.
So you got to think about it. The other Jews, they are rich. They own banks. They own everything. The music industry. They own the banks, all that type of stuff. But guess what? We in poverty. They not in poverty. Right now, they in the beginning of their stage of poverty because they getting bombed out there. That's a beautiful thing. Let's go.
I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
So he said, I know the lies that say they are Jews.
And are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
They are what?
The synagogue of Satan.
So they're the doggone devil that the Bible speaks of, because they telling us that we're not the people, but they saying they are the people. That's a deceiving spirit. That's what devil means. It means deceiver. That's why they are. And then when they introduce us to these things with the Romans and all that, and they shake hands with that, they say that this is the Savior. So we can't shake hands with that because we alone in this walk. That's why we up here every Shabbat, which is Saturday, we come to tell our people, come together, because we need to find out who we are and what we need to do before America be destroyed. This is what we're teaching. We teach it because we know we know who we're going to run to when this place get destroyed. Our people don't know who to run to. We know how to come to our Father. And how to come to our Father, we got to get back to the commandments of God. If we start doing that and stop doing the commandments of these other nations, then hey, we're going to win. But until then, we're going to suffer as slaves. We're going to always hate one another. And we're going to be always finding the ways not to trust one another. You said what? I'm Salaka.
All types of items. Like,
right.
You ever seen a coconut growing?
I never seen a coconut growing. Yeah, coconut milk before. But don't know if it's real or not because they've been tampering with everything. So that's the thing is.
You gotta be happy with what you got.
No, we can't. Because if we happy for what you got, then you happy to be a slave. Are you happy to be a slave? Or you? How come you not? Okay, so let me ask you this. You work for yourself, right? Do you got to pay taxes?
Well, honestly, you be a slave to yourself. I'm not paying taxes on my work. No.
So you're not paying taxes. So if the government knocked on your door, do they have the right to lock you up and say, give me my money?
They don't have the right to come.
You buy clothes?
I haven't bought clothes.
Yeah, well, whenever you buy, right? Whenever you buy clothes, right? You paying taxes.
Yeah, you pay taxes on everything.
Exactly.
On everything. Like food, except for food.
Cold food.
Except for old food.
It's cold food. Hot food, you paying taxes.
Yeah.
Anything that you buy, but that's to go to show you that you're a slave.
That's right.
You paying tax, you're gonna pay taxes on any and everything.
You all can be a slave to something. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because
We all could be a slave to ourselves. That's so as well. You know?
No, I agree. But we're talking about literally slaves, like we have somebody that's ruling over us. This is what the brother's bringing out. It's literally, you have to answer whose face, the money that you earn, since you work for yourself, whose face is on that money? Is it somebody that look like you? No, it's not. It's the so-called white man. It's letting you know who's in rulership.
I don't really look at the money as well as I
Hey, I'm just saying, all of these things are different signs to let you know
That's right.
that you're in servitude. You have to go to another nation of people to get whatever it is you desire, no matter what it is. You got it.
Actually, you know, historically, they say that the land of earth wasn't divided when it started.
Always been divided. God in the beginning divided us.
That's what
'Cause-
he said in the Bible.
that's right, because that's who we believe in, right? Do you believe in the Bible?
Nations around the earth, they all have a certain type of nationality. All types of continents, they have a certain nationality. Like Africa, you still don't see somebody that's purely African.
And you're going to see some Israelites out there that's in Africa too. Because, but absolutely, because guess what? Americans has adopted everything that the old kingdoms have ruled over. So you got their doctrines, you got their the way of beliefs. It's the same thing and nothing new under the sun.
America was made from great men. In the history book, they say that the people who
Let's say
started
this,
America-
because you said made was not God made everything.
I'm not
So
saying-
for
I'm
one,
not talking
the
about
so
the land and none of that
but you
stuff.
saying by the name.
I'm
So
talking about the nation. I'm
so
just talking
you got to
about
think
this nation.
when they came, they changed the names. America Vespuccio. So you got a man that changed a name that originally was given, and they changed it to America after his name because he conquered that land. So same thing when you got somebody out there in Africa, it was never called Africa. It was a guy named Scipius Africanus that changed the name. So guess what? Now everybody that live in that name, those are my slaves. So everybody that live in America that's after the name of that man that conquered it, those are my slaves. We were the so-called natives was the first one out here that was ruling out here. See, we forget about that. We forget that the natives was ruling out here, had all the buffalo, had all the food and all the gardens and everything. Until we had people that came when we lost God's law, statutes, and commandments, what God said he was going to do to us if we didn't keep it, that these things were going to happen.
These are the type of nations. These are the nations that God created, not man. Them the names they've been changed to.
Y'all read the Bible very well, correct?
We read it with the knowledge that the Most High give us, Khan. Khan. And guess what? We've been seeing prophecy happen a lot of times since we've been reading it. And we've been seeing that our brothers and sisters, like it said, that some going to listen and some not. So we've been seeing that also because it's prophecy. But guess what? It keeps us keep going because, hey, no matter if they don't listen or not, it's a seed going in, and later on they may catch it. So give me back to Deuteronomy 28 because I still want to show you. All right, let me ask you this. What happened to our people when we got ported over here? Where did they get ported up on the history books?
And things like rape, death,
Huh?
imprisonment,
Huh?
enslavement,
Huh?
deported, yeah, called some other
But how did we get ported over
that
here?
hurt pride, dignity, all type of things that hurt you physically, all
Huh.
type of things that work you way too much when you should be working.
And no, and I get that. I'm agreeing with you on that. But my question is, how did we get ported over here? A ship. Now, you sound real confident with that. Are you sure we got ported over with ships? Yeah, come over here then, brother.
We was born here.
Okay.
So
All right, come
our
on.
ancestors came from a ship over here.
All right, come. All right, so, but you believe that we got a lot of us got ported over here on ships though, because some of us was still out there in the east. There was a lot of us came out here, because some of them was out here still. So how did a lot of us come out here? Because we wasn't no airplanes back then. So you said boats, right? All right, let's see what the Bible says. Let's go ahead and bring that out.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. Check it out. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Well, what?
With ships.
Now, what did that word Egypt mean? We got to find out what Egypt means. Because if we just taking it literal as Egypt, we got to find out what Egypt means. And let's find out. Pick it out.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse number 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So the Bible tells us what Egypt is. Egypt is the place where it was bondage. So God said that, and go back to Deuteronomy 28 and watch this. We're going to take that Egypt word out. We're going to put up what it says, what it means. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into bondage again with ships.
God gonna put you back in slavery again with ships, because the first time when we was in slavery, we was out there in Egypt. We was out there working for another nation. We were being penalized for another nation just because we were great people. And that's why Yahweh had to show his power to let them know this is my people. If you read the book of Exodus, you hear him say, let my people go. He didn't say let all the people go. He said let my people go, because my people is the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So when he deals with us in the wilderness, he tells us to say, hey, if you don't keep my commandments this time, I'm going to put y'all on boats this time. And that's what happened. You said what? No, I'm not a Native American. This brother's a so-called Native American. He's a Gadite.
Aren't you native to this country though? Like, to the land? Born here, right?
Oh, you said as far as like my birth? Yeah, God.
So you're a Native American person, right?
God, I got what you're saying. Yeah, God. As far
That's
as
all
like,
I'm
yeah.
saying.
But what he's speaking about where our nationality comes from.
Honestly,
Like, 'cause we was born in captivity. We was born enslaved. You know what I'm saying? So we like a product of slavery. We didn't physically go into slavery, but our ancestors did. So what he's speaking about is where did our ancestors come from? Where did we originate from? That's what he's speaking of. You know what I'm saying?
honestly, we could originate here as Native Americans.
Yeah, some have. And that's the tribe of Gad, like you just spoke of. The tribe of Gad and the tribe of Reuben. I believe even Simeon was here in America.
Yeah,
Before it
Issachar out
was
here
part of
too.
Issachar as well, kind of. You know what I'm
Which
saying?
is
So
the
we
Mexican.
did have tribes that was already here, but we also had tribes that was in Africa. We also had tribes that was in Asia. We also had tribes in South America. You know what I'm saying? We had tribes everywhere. We was scattered across the earth.
Exactly. And so all I'm bringing out to understand, we're still following these curses. We've been, since our people been ported over on boats, then guess what? It leaves a generation of us still left off over here. The Most High. Read that again in verse 15. The Most High cursed us. Listen to it one more time, brother.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God said if we didn't keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, he was going to put curses upon us. That's why we can't remove the curse. I don't care, like you said, you got your own business. Let's say you become a millionaire. You're still $1 million slave. Because guess what? You can't make any kind of rule you want to. You can't change the law that everybody can follow. Only people that can do that is the ones that we seeing that's in power of the legislation. They're doing that right now. That's why Yahweh Shai got to come and destroy this place. Because our people are following under their government. We're the ones supposed to be ruling over the government. And that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Because when are we going to find out, like, all right, you're doing good for yourself. Then what about your next brother? Is he doing good? What about the next sister? Is she doing good? When God created us, we all was doing good. Not individual. When you doing good, but you doing bad. But guess what? When you were doing good and somebody was doing bad, you had enough to help that person get on their feet. That's what that's about. Guess what? America taught us get your own money and keep it to yourself. That's what they teach us. Us as blacks, we was never taught that. When we understand the laws of God, we understand that how we know how to work together. We don't know how to work together. All we know how to do is hate one another, because guess who taught us that? The so-called red man.
That's right.
They taught us that in our brains. Go on, give me some more curses.
Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
That's one of the curses. This is black on black crime. Why our people can get rich and don't want to help another brother out. You know what we'll say? Hey man, this is America. Hey, I did what I had to do. You gotta do what you gotta do. Some people can't do that. Some people have that rough end of the stick. So guess what? Our job is saying, hey, we gotta help you out, bro. But we got an evil eye towards one another. That's why we can't walk around, can't trust people. We can't trust our own people. That's why we feel like we want to fight and want to kill one another.
Hey, and it's a saying that goes, if you the only one in your crew that's rich, you broke. Right? It's as simple as that. You're the only one, because once you fall, who's going to be able to help you out?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? This is why you have, somebody like LeBron James. What did LeBron James do? He took his crew that he was with in high school. LeBron was pretty much the head. He the one that got the millions and millions. And he made what? He made one of his boys, his what they call him? Manager. You know what I'm saying? He make him his manager, his agent. Right? Now, his agent gets him contracts, and then he's now able to branch off to other NBA stars. Right? But that's all I had.
I keep finish that off. So we talk about black on black crime. Salaki said what? Now watch this. Start from the top again with it.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
So you're not going to only hate your own brother, you're going to even hate the sisters. And how we hate the sisters is through music. And also through our household, because a lot of us only got one parent raising a child. We don't have a daddy in the home all the time. And this is what it's talking about with the children he shall leave. He shall leave his children because, hey, he'll lay down with the woman and he don't want to hold his responsibilities down.
Bring it out.
He like, hey man, this ain't my child. Then guess what happens? You got the woman raising a young black man or a young black sister, and then she's trying to figure out how life is. You need two people to raise a child. You need, absolutely. And that's what we used to do. Israel, we were always accountable for one another. This is what I'm telling you. When you got rich, guess what? You were accountable for that brother and that brother and that brother. So when you got your own business, your job was to put everybody on. So then guess what? It helps you grow. You're 100% right. This is what the Bible speaks of. It takes a village to raise everybody.
That's right.
It ain't just a child, everybody. Because guess what? Grown men sometimes gotta help another grown man out. Or a sister. It takes us all. But guess what? When they separate us and start making us follow in their ways, then guess what? We're all individuals. And then we can't help each other out. Because guess what? The trust issues are there. This is what the curse is talking about. We're going to have an evil eye towards that brother. And guess what? If you want to ride the sisters the same way, it's in the Bible. Give me 56.
Verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot.
Because a woman was created, the black sisters, Hispanic sisters, the Native American sisters, they were created to follow the black man. They were supposed to be, hey, whatever you need, I got your back. A lot of these sisters ain't doing that now. We're not saying no sisters doing that. It's a lot of us don't know, a lot of the sisters are not doing that because they got music pushing out there being independent. I'm an independent woman. I don't need a black man. I don't need no money from a man. You need a man for anything. Who's gonna change your light bulb? Who the one going when you mess around got a flood in your basement? Who you calling? You not calling your sisters. Hey sis, can you come over here and help me do this plumbing? You calling a man. So don't ever say that you don't need a man. You need a man for all causes. Hey, you calling your sisters, hey, this man knocking on my door and he about to bust in my house and I'm afraid? Come over here, sisters. No, the first thing they gonna call, I'm calling my brothers. Now you need a man. We're their protection. And guess what? We're not protecting them now because we'll see sisters get beat down from other nations, even from our own people. What the first thing we do, we record it. Instead of saying, hey man, y'all chill out. We're supposed to be accountable for one another. We're supposed to stop the crime against one another. Instead of letting it happen. Come on, let's go ahead.
The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
She gonna always be mean, always got something to say. A smart mouth. Go ahead.
And toward her son.
And toward her son.
And toward her daughter.
And her daughter.
And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet.
So she gonna be mean to her children. You just like your ugly daddy. You look just like him. And then the baby that's come between their legs, what they do, they kill him. They go ahead and mess around and give them away. Put them in the black Planned Parenthood. They go ahead and do abortions. So these are curses, man. We are fit to take care of children. That's what they told us. Man, we're fit to rule. We're supposed to be rulers. Right, but if we're not fit, if in order to rule, you got to know how to take care of children. You got to know how to take care of people. So in order to do that, we can't use those words and say we're not fit to take care of children. We are. We were created to do these things. Is that the fact that we got curses upon us because we are hard-headed to find what we're supposed to be doing for the Most High God. If we do those things, then guess what? We can show the difference. Like, man, we really can do this. Because us brothers right here, we understand God's law, statutes, and commandments. We understand that his child, my child, if this child came around and his child, we're accountable for one another.
That's right.
We're going to take care of one each other's children. If I'm not there, I trust my boys to take care of my children without no hesitation.
That's right.
I ain't got to think twice and be like, hey man, why you jumping on them? That's why the Bible says we got to recognize each other's spirits. Absolutely. Because that's the spirit of the Most High telling us we got to do in the beginning.
That's right.
Give me Leviticus 19. Because we got to go into that to understand what's the law of how we supposed to deal with one another. Because if we don't know that, then we're not going to be able to do it. We all got our own thought. We got to go by God's thought, not our thought. We can't believe in something that created us that we could do a better job. This man created us, and he's telling us, I created y'all, and I'm going to give y'all an instruction manual how to deal with it. And this is what he's giving us. Give me that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
So we supposed to correct one another. See, black people don't correct one another. When we say, you can't judge me, we supposed to correct one another. I'm not judging you, I'm correcting you. If I say, brother, man, you shouldn't be smoking weed. Brother, you shouldn't smoke cigarettes. I should be having the right to tell you that without you being offended because I'm caring about your well-being. Hey, man, you gonna mess around and get cancer, man. I don't want you to die. But we say, hey, man, I do what I want to do. You don't know my life. All right, go ahead. Now when you caught up with cancer, now you wonder, now you telling the next brother, don't do what I did. I ruined my lungs. But somebody tried to warn you. All right, come on, let's go ahead. Give me another one.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
We don't want to suffer sin because when you smoking, you killing yourself. That's sin upon you. We telling you the truth. So we ain't going to come at you all hard. Come at you any way it goes. We may have to come aggressive. Sometimes we got to come polite. Sometimes we come with honest and correction. That's it. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
We ain't supposed to be having events. So let's say, brother, we got into it. We were scrapping. You won the battle. Now I'm like, man, I want to revenge that brother. I know where he at. Hey, I'm supposed to take that lick like what it is. I ain't supposed to come over there trying to disrupt your neighborhood where you living at, shooting up your house, shooting up your children. Now I'm putting everybody in your revenge book. I'm supposed to take that licking like a man. If you did me wrong, I'm supposed to be like, hey man, we good. No more beef. We settled it. But avenging you, I'm coming back. Now I got to get my revenge. That's hate. We're supposed to let that thing go. We got to talk about it so we can rectify the situation. We shouldn't be fighting anyway. We should be rectifying it.
That's right.
Let's go.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
By us talking instead of fighting, that's love. Let's go ahead.
I am the Lord. That's it on that. Verse 19. Ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with diverse kind. And thou shalt not sow thy field.
No. Give me like some. We're gonna give you some. Give me that 27 real quick. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. You don't even know that you're keeping the laws of God, and this is showing you what God is commanding you to do, and you're already doing it, and you don't even realize it. Watch this.
Verse 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads.
So we ain't supposed to be cutting our heads off to a bald head like those Africans. We ain't supposed to be shaving it off completely bald. A lot of them Africans, you know, yeah. And guess what they used to do to us? They used to shave our heads bald, and that's why they used to call us boys. That's where that term come from. Shave their head off completely bald, shave off their beard and everything, so they don't look like men, they look like boys. That's what that's about. So God's telling us don't do what they were doing. Let's go.
Neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
Mar corner of your beard, meaning don't destroy your beard. So what you have right now, continue to let it grow. Because a beard is a badge of honor.
That's right.
That's a badge of honor, bro. So that's what makes you look like a man. That's why these other nations, when you go to work, like especially in the government programs, what they tell you, shave your beard off. Because more of it is because they want you to look like a boy. It's more control. Shaving off your beard, shaving off your head is control for them. Now you look like a boy. When you wear a beard, now you look like a man. Now they're like, oh shoot, we can't tell this man. A beard for a black man is a threat to them. For some reason, it's a threat to them. Because we look like a god, not a man. We are the gods of the earth. We're not the men of the earth, but we turned ourselves to men because we want to weaken and follow in their ways instead of following our Father's ways. We're the gods of the earth. So a God is supposed to rule over everything, not follow after men. God don't follow after us. Because if he did, he wouldn't be killing us off. This is the man who's killing us. While we get drive-bys, this is the Most High doing that. The Most High is killing men. Because we ain't listening. And you ever heard of a white neighborhood doing drive-bys? You ever seen a white man all in the car with bandanas? They ain't doing none of that. Where you find that at? In our neighborhood.
That's right.
They do. They're the wicked people.